So the next subject that I want to touch on, because a lot of my clients are taking their current primary residences and turning
Mhm.
them into rentals so that they could get something that fits their needs a little bit more and not having to get rid of the advantage they have with those 2 and 3% interest rates. So, how does that change when people are converting their primary residence into a rental or a second home?
Absolutely. So we want to make sure we do a full review because we need to ask some certain questions, whether or not it's going to be a seasonal, whether they're going to be away for 6 months, say, like our snowbirds, whether they're going to be completely switching this into an Airbnb, are they going to be renting out a room? So there's several different factors that can decide what type of insurance that the client needs. So we want to get down to kind of figure out exactly what they have. So for someone that's going to be renting out their home, we want to make sure that we have the landlord endorsement on there to make sure that the home is covered, the shell, and then of course making sure that the clients have renters insurance for their belongings inside. So those things can change.
And you can
If,
help with that too, renter's insurance.
yes, I do. Yes.
So we
So
can make sure to refer
basically,
our renters to you as well.
absolutely. And like I said, because what people don't know is that, the shell will be covered, but their belongings, if there's a fire or a flood or a robbery or anything like that, their belongings won't be covered. And even if you have multiple people living in a home, so say somebody buys a house for their college student and they decide to have roommates, well, each one of those roommates should have insurance as well because the primary owner's stuff could only be covered too. So those little things like that it's so important to have a conversation and really talk about exactly what's going to be happening because each case is scenario to scenario, right? So we want to make sure that we have the proper coverage. And then if someone decides to become an Airbnb, what does that look like? How we're going to ask certain questions as far as how is that going to be short term where you might only be doing it for the summer months? Is it going to be a forever thing and you have a business under that? So we just want to break it down and make sure that we specify it for that client. So it's good to make sure, like I said, to really have a full interview for the client to make sure it's properly covered.